April, when the president announced, and the president said that water will be free April, May, and June. And we have done 2 months already. We are in June. That's the last month. And so everything has been smooth. We had a bit of teething challenges, especially where people were still selling the water and all that. But we managed to sensitize them, and now we have a lot more people giving out the water for free and not selling. And we also put structures in place so that everything will go on very, very well. So it's been good so far. And areas where we realized that, okay, so after the announcement, the demand went high because obviously because of the COVID, a lot more people were using water than hitherto they were, and then the free water too, people were using more water. So demand shot up, okay, and so a lot of areas that were even getting regular flow were not getting water regular flow. So what we did was to procure close to 700 water tanks. We mounted in some of the communities, and then we hired water tankers to fill in the water tanks so that consumers within the communities will go there to fetch. Now there were other customers who also refused to give out the water for free. So we wanted polytanks in the community so that people could go there for free. So far it's been very good. We haven't had any challenges, and we will be compensating all those who were on 612 category, who were supposed to be selling the water or who sell the water for a living, and they were asked to give out the water for free. So yes, government is paying the GWCL so that we can also give them their compensation. So far everything has been good, no problems. You know, if you are a landlord and you sell your water to only your tenants, that you are supposed to give water to them for free because the water is free. Okay, but if you're a landlord who sells water to community members, then we expected them to register so that they could be compensated. The idea behind the compensation is that people have invested into, let's say, polytanks or water tanks, okay, and the connection into their homes, and then they sell the water slightly above the tariff so that they could earn something as a living. So it was like a business for them. So then the little money that you earn, okay, we were saying that give out the water for free and they will compensate you by giving you the little that you earn. You understand? So that was the idea behind the registration process. Our system is such that our customers are categorized. So those who sell the water, as in the state in which Ghana Water produces it, are are on a certain category, and so we needed to change them from that category into another category, so that based on that we can give them the compensation, and that was why we asked them to re-register, because there are other people who also were on the 612 commercial category, but then they use the water for other purposes. For instance, some use them for sachet packaging, sachet water. Some use them for like hairdressing salons. They use them for other products, as input for other products to earn or to make some profit. Those people are not included. But those who sell directly to consumers, domestic consumers, for them to go and use domestically, are the ones that we want them to give out the water for free, because the objective of the president was to give out the water to the citizens to use on themselves to keep clean and to keep healthy. You understand? So for domestic use and not for commercial purposes, and that is why we are compensating those vendors. Several of them, some came for it, some didn't, but most people came for it, and we are making every arrangement to have their compensation paid. So now we have reports from April. We realized that even the May report is indicating a higher consumption than in April, and so if it so happens also in June, they will be able to give an accurate figure. But then demand has really shot up. I mean, it's obvious from what we see, but as to the percentages, we would want to do that, put everything together and do that after June. Hotels have their private business, okay, and so they use our water, okay. If you go to sleep in a hotel now, you will pay. They won't say because of COVID it's being reduced for you, okay. There are others who are using the water for industrial purposes. All of them will pay. I said initially, if you are using the water as an input to another product so that you could make profit, then you're not part of it. But if it's for domestic use, that's where you're supposed to use it for free. So if a hotel owner goes home to his home, if the hotel owner doesn't live in his hotel but lives in his private home, the water in his private home is free. But then the water in his hotel cannot be for free. And we expect that they'll settle their bills. We are billing them, we expect that they'll settle their bills. Government can give that one also for free. Because I don't think they've even reduced their hotel rates. The tankers were not hired to serve private homes. The tankers were hired to serve the poly tanks and the water tanks that we mounted in the communities so that people can go there to fetch. So our tankers haven't stopped. The tankers that we rented haven't stopped working. They are still functioning because our water tanks are still there and people still go there on a daily basis to fetch. If they are without water, then they are without water. We have development plans, okay? So we don't just expand water anyhow. We expand water based on our development plans. Even in Ghana, before you put up any building, before you're given a building permit, okay, the municipal assembly or the development planners are supposed to tell you the plans for that area. And they have to make sure that there's water, all the utilities are in that area before you go to put up a structure. Now, people go put up structures anywhere at all, and then they start requesting for water. It doesn't work like that. There's a procedure. So if you do that, the Ghana Water Company is not under any obligation to make sure that you have water. You understand? Business-wise, we'll do what we can to make sure you have water, but that depends on the availability of water, and that depends also on the hydraulics in our pipelines. For instance, beyond a certain level or beyond a certain length or distance, water through the taps won't flow. So, for instance, if you're alone living, let's say, like some 2-3 kilometers away from, let's say, a main distribution line, okay, we can't lay like a huge pipeline to come and serve you alone. It doesn't make economic sense. So only if it has to be done, it has to be done with a small pipe, and beyond a certain distance, the hydraulics won't flow. Okay, so some of these things don't just happen. You understand? But there are scientific methods and scientific processes to which all these things works. So the hydraulics in the system may not even permit us to get water to a certain level, and that is why there's the need for you to go to town and country planning or the municipal assembly or the district assembly to acquire a building permit. When you go there, they will tell you the development plans for the area that you are going to develop. And if it's okay for you to go there, they'll let you go. They'll give you grant you the permit to go and put up your structure. If it is not, they'll tell you, no, hold on. Okay, that is how come a lot of people feel they are being delayed. No. But then they need to know the development plans for the area before they can grant permit for you to go and put up your structure. Throughout the country, there are several areas, especially along the peripheries of the cities, that people just go to build and then they want water. No, it doesn't work like that. Now, the Sustainable Development Goals target is 100% access by 2030. So at least we are working towards a more ambitious target, and we hope that we'll be able to attain both targets by the timelines given. We only need investments. So if we get the right investments, it's possible. It's very, very feasible. Because all the development plans are there. It can only be driven by funds. So if there's funding, why not? Illegal connections are wrong. And we don't expect that citizens of Ghana will involve themselves in illegal connections. But still people do it.